I'm Christine White in the Beads Incorporated studio, and today we are making gorgeous cocktail rings out of non-tarnished wire. Have you tried my bangle technique yet? By now you know that we can use pliable wire to create amazing jewelry to wear and share with some simple pliers and beads. Using a similar technique, we can make rings in any size for a great and easy look. Materials that you'll need to create this technique are 20 gauge non-tarnished wire, a ring sizing mandrel, beads of your choice, flat nose pliers or chain nose pliers, and wire cutters. We're going to begin by cutting about 2 feet of our 20 gauge non-tarnished wire. This is a good amount no matter the ring size that you're making. If you cut a little extra, that's fine too. It's always better to have too much than not enough. If you want to make a size 7 ring, we're going to add half a size to that to allow for shrinking. So for a size 7 ring, we'll place our wire on the 7.5 on our ring sizing mandrel. We'll place the wire on the mandrel with about 6 inches to the left of the mandrel and the rest of the wire to the right of the mandrel. Using our left thumb, we'll hold that wire in place on the number that we're choosing for the size. With a nice firm grip, we're going to use our right hand to wrap the longer piece of wire around our mandrel approximately 4 times. Nice good wrap so that that wire really takes on the shape of our mandrel. Once we've wrapped our wire around 4 times, we'll pull those coils off of the mandrel, holding those in place, and we'll use our shorter wire to bundle our ring together. You're going to have your flat nose pliers or chain nose pliers assist you with this because it's just a smaller ring to pull that wire through. Don't worry too much about kinking or marring your wire at this point. You really just want to make sure that you get that good coil going. Make sure it's a nice, tight coil. So about 3 wraps, and then flatten your wrap. That'll hold everything in place. So we can get ready to add our accent bead now. I'm using these pretty large hold gray pearls. I'll string this on our wire and kind of shape it so it sits here at the top of our ring. I'm going to tack it on the other side of the bead, and that basically means just securing it so that the bead can't move. So 1 or 2 wraps is just fine. Again, if we need to, we can have our pliers assist us with this move. And we have a little bit of wire left over. So we're going to use those couple of inches to begin making our bezel that sits around our bead. When you have just a tiny bit left, we're going to wrap that around and kind of tuck it away so that it can't be seen. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect at this point because we still have a couple more steps to go. So now I'm going to place our ring back on our ring mandrel. Make sure that we get a nice snug fit on the size that we wanted. So now mine's sitting directly on the size 7, so that's perfect. So notice that this piece of wire is really headed in this certain direction. It's curved that way. We want to pay attention to that, so that's the direction it wants to go in. You're going to bring this around 1 additional time around the ring mandrel, and then use the rest of the wire that's there to form the remaining portion of our bezel. Really have fun with it. Wrap it around and around. Get a nice chunky wire look. When you have just a couple of inches remaining, slide that ring off of your ring mandrel and use the remainder to tack the excess wire on either side. These pliers really come in handy here. Tack it on either side of our bead here and then maybe once over here. And then snip off our excess. Make sure that that ring is not sharp to the touch anywhere. We've kind of hidden the pieces of wire into that bezel wrap where they can't be seen. We're gonna place this ring back onto the ring mandrel one more time to just double check the size, make sure that everything is nice and round and tight. If you needed to at this point, you could also kind of stretch out the ring and get a little bit more diameter out of it by forcing it onto the ring mandrel. So this is a really useful tool to have. So mine's a perfect size 7, which is what I was going for. I can pull it off, and there is my finished product. What I love so much about this technique is that it is very freeform and gives way for a lot of artistic license. What I tell customers and students so often is that if you do something that I did not, or find a technique that works for you where you can incorporate different elements, definitely do what feels most comfortable to you. That's the great thing about wire techniques and wire wrapping. So have fun with it and don't worry too much about the technicality of things. You may find a new way of doing things, and that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Beads Incorporated studio. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Be sure to check out all of my jewelry making videos.